Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd. Let's see some leaf color from Fayetteville, Arkansas tonight. This is the 26th of November 2012, and re-showing some old things from way back in June, probably, when that coneflower was actually in bloom. And notice how big the seed head is. I've been showing it as it survived month after month. And right now there are probably some birds picking it to pieces because this is a great flight day. A cold front came in today, light rain, and temperature dropping, the wind blowing hard. In my backyard, in World Peace Wetland Prairie, and anywhere else you're looking, where there's any kind of brush or trees, you're going to see a lot of migrating birds tonight and tomorrow. That's a lot of cirrus sempervirens. This is a picture of one in my driveway, which is close to World Peace Wetland Prairie, just a few feet away. And that's it again. I just love that native honeysuckle, and the fact that it's bloomed ever since February or March this year, a little bit every month of this year, is the impressive thing. It's outbloomed the Japanese honeysuckle, which competes with it and tries to cover it up if you let it. That's a blue holly, and it's a rare local tree that's not probably native to this area, but if we do get to see berries, they will be beautiful berries. They won't be bright red with the traditional holly you would plant around your house for Christmas showing. And that's one of my neighbors. He is out there mowing his 2-acre lot as though it needed it. I suspect he was actually crushing up some leaves so they'll help fertilize his land. He gardens so much of his land. Okay, public hearing. Well, actually tonight I'm going to this public hearing about rezoning of the park land, about 15 or 16 parks in the city being rezoned to a zoning that is more suitable for what the others are in. This is Gulf Fritillary. This one came out of its chrysalis last week, and since then there have been several more. That I'm just showing the fact there is a sidewalk across the street, and it's wide enough for those two people to go one-on-one, little boy on the bicycle and the lady in the wheelchair, but they don't use it. And you see that a lot around town. I don't know if you marked off a bicycle route, they might not use it. This is abuse of the riparian zone. That trailer is almost real close to the stream side in the town branch, and that's something we're trying to discourage. And those people took off a lot of nice trees there and to open it up, but they didn't pay attention to the stream side ordinance. That was a non-native berry vine, and bittersweet, I believe it is. It's hard to tell the native from the non-native. Okay, that shows the street blocked for a utility line at intersection there, Hill Avenue. He's cut across Hill Avenue, blocked it off all day recently for that work. And there you can see, looking from the other side of MLK, down Hill Avenue to the south, and tell how it's blocked there. So traffic had to be rerouted around that for a whole day. Well, that's what they're building, and it's a come-and-go store on that intersection, and we sure needed that, I know, because you had to go several blocks to get gasoline and food, and I'm sure it'll be a busy place. There's another shot of a different Gulf Fritillary. This one came out on the 25th of November on Sunday, and that's the closest up. It's been cropped up, and it seems to work okay. That's the hand of John Rule. Fritillary, he reached in that box and let it crawl on his hand, and he held it up. And before I could snap a second picture and get it in focus, it flew away. And that's what we wanted it to do, of course. The Gulf Fritillaries migrate down to near the Gulf Coast of Louisiana and Texas, and Uh, we hope these that are leaving on these relatively cool days will get in some good flying. One that came out today on this 26th, it's just still hanging in the box, hasn't shown any effort to fly. It'll fly, but it may be tomorrow afternoon or even the next afternoon. But as long as it stays cool, it's sort of dormant, just as it was in the chrysalis, but it was growing and developing in the chrysalis. So look for those back again next spring and summer. Till then, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the butterflies flying by. Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd, and it's the 29th of November 2012 in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Let's see if we got some pictures today. Well, looky there. Flint, right out front in the public television lobby, and there's Fru, who used to work for a government channel, and one of her friends. I might have shown this before because it's a couple of weeks old, but I was looking around for something interesting today that's left over from Farmer's Market there. This is a couple of Saturdays back, or 3 by now. By the time you see this, and Farmer's Market on the square on Saturdays is a thing of the past for this year. So I just gathered up a few of these shots that I'm pretty sure I didn't use before on short takes, but they're on Flickr, of course, under the set of pictures on the Fayetteville Square. It's just called Fayetteville Square. And there are some of the people sitting out there in the cold and probably looking forward not to being out there. But here's a city, I won't call him an official, but he has a significant job in city work, and he's also a farmer. And with that much food left, that much produce, these guys must be showing up at some of the other farmers market activities that are going to be going on, at least periodically over the winter. And those guys selling bread and cookies and delightful things there. And of course, well, now, those guys had some treats also, so I can't begin to sample all those things and suggest which ones you should try, but get out there next time you can next spring. Hope to see all these same people with their various wares, trees to plant, nursery plants. I might have shown this pig before, but this lady was very proud of that pet pot-bellied pig, and I thought it was quite different from the usual dogs and children. And there on Pinnacle Prairie, looking over toward World Peace Welland Prairie, you see a hawk, and I believe that one was a red-tailed hawk, and its probable mate was out there flying around with it. And there are a couple of guys been around Fayetteville a long time. The man at left is a recycler, and the man at right is a carpenter, and right now he's a substitute teacher. And there's the wife of Dr. James, the biologist at the University of Arkansas, who's still teaching way up in years. And you just meet a lot of folks on the street, and I like to get their pictures together because some of them I've never seen together before. That's a planning commission meeting seen from the back, and that thing went on for about 3 hours. I kept going there, and then I would leave there and go to the Ward 4 meeting. This is the last Ward 4 meeting for Sarah Lewis had left as a member of the city council, and you saw there was a pretty good gathering there, and they were listening to the man that was right in that first picture there, Mr. Emery, Mike Emery, who was running for Sarah Lewis's seat on the council. He didn't get it, but he was a very good campaigner, and in this particular meeting, he's the only candidate who showed up to speak. So the winner didn't appear, but his name's Alan Long, and he did get the most votes, so he's got the job. starting in January. Okay, Gulf Fritillaries, you've been seeing them for weeks and weeks, and there's the latest one that came out of its chrysalis, and there it is out on the flowers at the Senior Center where it was released, and it flew away happily. And you know what? I've got a couple of, at least two more chrysalises, and expecting one more or two to hatch today. It's a warm day on the 27th. I say it's a warm day. I don't feel warm right now. I'm wearing a sweater and actually been cool, but it's warming up.